Guys, so we have an urgent information coming out. Mysterious power outages happening for days in DC. So we're going to see what's going on in this one here. We have more breaking news coming out. Ukraine drone assault shuts down Moscow airport. Ukraine unleashed over 230 drones this weekend, forcing all four major Moscow airports to temporarily close. 140 flights were canceled, with shutdowns occurring 10 times in just 24 hours. So you have Kaluga Airport also closed after 45 drones were intercepted nearby. Zelensky now calls for direct peace talks, while both sides continue trading massive drone strikes. And this is not looking good. So we're going to see what's going on with these two breaking news, guys. Alright, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the PayPal link and the Cash App link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you so much for your support. Guys, I just posted a video not too long ago. You have US to deploy nukes to UK for the first time in over a decade. I mean, that's some serious stuff there. So again, the link will be in the comments box along with the videos I posted today. So yeah, thank you again for your support, guys. I really appreciate it. So mysterious power outages happening for days in DC. So let's see what's going on with this one here, and then we're gonna go with the Moscow. They got hit hard again. Residents and businesses in Washington DC, Dupont Circle neighborhood, are grappling with a third power outage in as many days, causing significant disruptions. The outages affecting approximately 28% of Pepco customers in the 20036 zip code have led to traffic issues and concerns about food spoilage, according to a report by the WUSA-9. Food spoilage, that's not good. So the latest outage reported on July 20th, 2025 has left the community frustrated as Pepco works to address the recurring issue. The cause of these outages remain under evaluation, with no clear timeline for full restoration. The cause of the outage is under evaluation with undermined time for restoration, Pepco stated in an update shared to Via Alert DC. Local residents have expressed growing concerns about the reliability of the power grid in the area. And this is just a tip of it. So the outages have disrupted daily life with traffic lights out of service. Are you serious? Imagine that, guys. No lights, no traffic light. No lights, traffic lights. Businesses are getting hit. People's food is being just no good. And there's no answer to it. So no traffic lights, out of service, and businesses facing operational challenges. One resident told WUSA-9, "It's frustrating to deal with this again and again. We're worried about food going bad in our fridges." The repeated outages follow a transformer fire at a Pepco substation in Northwest DC just days earlier, which initially impacted around 1,800 customers in a Dupont Circle and West End area. Pepco crews have made progress in restoring power in some instances. The recurrence of power outages have raised question about infrastructure reliability. These grids needs to be updated. All these grids that we have is like from the 80s or maybe before that, but these grids needs to be updated. There's a possibility the heat, high temperatures, everybody got their AC blasting, too much stress on the grid. Not only AC, but you got the Tesla. All right, everybody's charging their Tesla, and everybody charging their phones. So everything, electronic, is being used. A lot of stress on the grid. On social media, the settlement echoes the frustration. One ex-user posted, "I hope Pepco doesn't make this a regular occurrence," reflecting the growing discontent among residents. Pepco has advised customers with questions to contact their support line at 1-877-737-2662 as the neighborhood awaits a permanent fix. The community remains on edge, hoping for a swift resolution to the ongoing power disruption. Give me a second here, guys. I want to pull this up really quick on the X. But street lights is out too? If you live in DC, leave comments down below. Let me know if you guys are experiencing power outages out there in DC. I'm not seeing much out there in on Twitter. Usually people go on Twitter to complain. But yeah, I'm not seeing nothing. Alright, so yeah, I'm not seeing much going on X. But if you live out there in DC, if this is happening in your area, please leave comments down below. Again, I really appreciate it, guys. Alright, so let's jump with the next news, alright? So you got Ukrainian drone strike. Russia as Moscow hit for 5th night in a row. Train station, ooh, they got impacted and was stalled for blast. Man, Ukraine is stepping up. Guys, I think Donna's the one that giving the green light and all that. Donna's like, you listen to me, Zelensky. I give orders here. You know good. You need me. I don't need you. You need me. So you follow my instruction. So, amid reported Ukrainian drone strike on the Bear, a fire broke out at a train station in the village of, I'm going to skip that name, Oblast, overnight, July 21st, as Moscow faced drones for the 5th straight night, the mayor said. Well, again, it's a tit for tat. The Bear, they fired 500 drones, 700 drones, and all those huge number, and Ukraine is firing back. In the village of the, I'm going to skip that name, Viewer district, the roof of the railway station buildings caught fire due to falling drone debris. 3 were evacuated from the dispatch point. Preliminary data indicates that no one was impacted. So once again, you have the Kamenolomny. It's located about 38 kilometers. Once again, that's 24 miles from the Bear border with Ukraine, and about 200 kilometers, 124 miles from Ukrainian-controlled territory near in Donetsk Oblast. So they canceled all the flights. Flower shop caught on fire in other region as well. The governor reported, adding that drones have been down over the city of, again, I'm going to skip all those names there, guys. I'm not even going to try to pronounce those names. Again, then I have to take aspirin for my headaches. In Moscow, a total of 5 drones struck the Bear capital, were taken down by air defense. 2 drones striking Moscow were shut down. Emergency service specialists are working at the crash sight. A drone flying towards Moscow was taken down, he claimed in an earlier announcement. And I mentioned this earlier, guys, that the drones is like the new future. It's like the new thing. It's like the tank, but for the sky. All right, so these drones, it's no joke. They found another way of increasing World War technology and weapons. A drone flying towards Moscow was taken down, he claimed in an earlier announcement. 2 drones were taken down outside of Moscow as well. So Moscow, you have Domodedovo and Zhukovsky airports have temporary flight restrictions imposed amid the drone strike. A spokesperson for the Bear State Aviation Agency said on July 21st. The Kiev Independent could not independently verify these claims. The surge in disruption reflects a strategic shift in Ukraine's drone campaign against the bear, according to, I'm going to skip that name, spokesperson for Ukrainian Defense Army Southern Division. Once again, Moscow is the biggest aviation hub in the Bear Federation. Flights go everywhere, not only across the Bear, but worldwide, he told the Kiev Independent in May. This is about the potential disintegration of the Bear region and the weakening of internal control. Ukraine has also had remarkable success using first-person view drones. On June 1st, Ukraine launched a game-changing drone strike on 4 key of the Bear military airfield, damaging 41 planes, including heavy bombers and a rare A-50 spy planes. Kiev claimed it disabled 34% of the Bear strategic bomber fleet in what is seen as one of the most daring operations during the Bear full-scale war. Overnight on July 20th, a fire broke out in Moscow, a blast, as Ukraine reportedly launched a drone strike targeting the Bear capital. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where we are right now. These biblical wars are brutal. You got both of them now going at it when it comes to drones. The entire airport shut down. Then you have this news right here. Kiev to Putin. Meet me face to face. Zelensky says Kiev proposed a new round of talks with Moscow next week, urging faster progress towards a cease plan. He again called for face-to-face meeting with Putin. A meeting at the leadership level is needed to truly ensure lasting peace. Previous talks in Istanbul stalled, as the Bear demanded territory and no Western support, terms Kiev rejected. Saturday, the Bear strike has taken 3, as aerial strike across Ukraine escalates. Wow. Alright, so give me a second here, guys. I want to see if there's any more information. It seems like this is all of it for now. We have a breaking news here. We have a breaking news. This is coming out right now. As a Delta pilot makes an aggressive maneuver to avoid colliding with a B52. What? Watch as SkyWest flight 3788, operating as Delta connection from Minneapolis to Minot, was forced to make an aggressive maneuver to avoid a potential mid-air collision with a Sleeping Giant Air Force B52 bomber. You know how big is that plane? According to the flight's captain, the incident occurred on July 19, shortly After the aircraft departed Minneapolis, once safely on the ground in Minot, the pilot addressed passengers, apologizing for the sudden invasive actions and offering a blunt explanation given his speed. I don't know how fast they were going, but they were a lot faster than us. Wow. This is not normal at all. I don't know why we weren't given a heads up, especially since the Air Force base has radar. As of now, the Air Force has not issued any public comments on the event. SkyWest Airlines has confirmed that an internal investigation is underway. Are you serious? Hold on, let me play this really quick here, guys. Let me just set this up.
For those of you on the right-hand side, you probably saw the airplane kind of sort of coming at us. Nobody told us about it, and so we continued, and air traffic. There's no radar here, so the tower is controlled, or excuse me, the tower does everything visually, and so they said report about 6 miles from the airport. So we did that. I think he realized that the spacing wasn't going to work, and he said turn right. I looked over and there was an airplane, which those of you on the right-hand side, I thought it was a small airplane like the one you see at the airport right now doing touch and goes. And he said turn right. I said there's an airplane over there, and he says turn left. And then by the time we read back to clearance, looked over and saw the airplane that was kind of coming on a converging course with us. And so given his speed, it was a military, I don't know how fast they were going, but they were a lot faster than us. I felt it was the safest thing to do to turn behind it. So sorry about the aggressive maneuver. It caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all. I don't know why they didn't give us a heads up, because the Air Force base does have radar, and nobody said, hey, there's also a B52 in the pad. Long story short, it was not fun, but I do apologize for it, and I thank you for understanding. It was kind of not a fun day at work. So have a nice evening, and I'm glad you're safe.
Okay, so everybody is safe. Everybody's safe, but again, that's a B52 right there, and that's a big plane. I'm just glad that everything is good. I mean, this would have been bad, would have been really bad, but everything seems like it's okay. So someone said there's way too many air incidents these days. I agree. Another person said this is getting bad. Something's going on here, guys. Something's going on. It's not normal. Something's going on. Was there a cyber? Did they turn off the radar? Did something happen? But again, this is where we are right now, guys. I mean, what's the odds of two birds going boom? I mean, that's, you know, it's crazy. But everything is good now, and like I said, this is something that would have been breaking news worldwide. I mean, this would have been really bad. B52, and also a plane filled with innocents. Yeah, that would have been huge news for days. But good job to the pilots. They did an amazing job, and everybody is safe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please share the video. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.